Something that changed my life. My mom was my biggest inspiration. She said something that changed my life that day. She said, son, you're going to go to do things in life, and people will laugh at you. People will talk about you. People won't believe in you. The only one who needs to believe is you. I said, but I stutter. She said, oh, I don't care. Stop making your stutter your stumbling block. It's your stepping stone. That day, I stopped worrying about my stutter. To add insult to injury, I was born and raised in a town called Youngstown, Ohio. Something happened. My dad got in a little bit of trouble, and we moved to the small town called Toronto. I went from a school where it was all black to Toronto, Ohio, where I was the only black in my class. Now, not only did I stutter, my dad is gone, and now I'm the only black in my school. It was frustrating. And you thought I fought a lot in Youngstown. When I got to Toronto, I really fought. Because I was the odd kid. I was the odd kid. It did not feel good. I had no idea why I was going through what I was going through. I had no idea why my life started like this. But now I do. Back then, I didn't. Raise your hand if you struggle sometimes at home. Be honest. We're all friends here. Raise your hand if you struggle sometimes at home. Guess what? So did I. I struggled so much that sometimes I didn't even want to be here. It was horrible. But it was my walk. It was my journey. We moved to Toronto. I fought every day. Every day. The principal became one of my best friends because I was always in the principal's office because I was fighting every day. And one day I go down to the principal's office and my mom is sitting there. I had no idea my mom was there. I walk into the office, my mom is there, the principal's there. My mom looked at Mr. Wilson and said, I don't know what to do. She said, I give him everything. I work to make sure he has everything, he's just angry. Mr. Wilson says something to me. She says, okay, Miss Winston, one or two things are gonna happen. He's gonna get suspended for 10 days, or he can come to the office and spend time with me every day for the next month. Every day for the next month. That day I realized something. When I saw my mom crying, I realized that the things that I did, the choices that I made, how I behaved, did not just affect me. It affected my mom. That was the last time I told myself that my mom would ever cry out of embarrassment for something I did. It would never happen again. My mom has not cried out of embarrassment of something I've done since that day. And that day was the first day I felt seen by someone. My principal saw me. If you guys are here, it's because the people who brought you, they see something in you. But here's the kicker. What do you see? Who here saw the movie Forrest Gump? All right. So, was Forrest handicapped? Yeah. He was? You sure? See, when Forrest was growing up, his legs were weak. They were so weak that his mom put some braces on his legs. He got made fun of every single day because of those braces that was on his legs. And I don't know, I love the movie. I loved it because I could see me in Forrest. Remember he had those things on his legs and he was walking all funny and everybody was making fun of him. And one day he was walking with Jenny and he was walking and then somebody hit Forrest in the head with a rock. And he stumbled backwards. And Jenny said the famous words. What was those famous words? Run, Forrest, run. And Forrest started to run with those mechanical things on his legs, and it looked real weird. He was hobbling, and then out of nowhere, his knees started to come up. And what was once put on him to strengthen him started to break off of him. And Forrest ran so fast that them boys just stopped and just let him go. See, who said he was handicapped? Don't be ashamed. There's no wrong answers. Which one? What did you? Who was you? Was it you? Yeah, you said he was handicapped, right? Because see, people saw it as a handicap. People saw what I was going through as a handicap. But I didn't because my mom wouldn't let me. Forrest didn't because his mom wouldn't let him. People will put things on you, but what will you allow it to mean? Because the one kid who couldn't run, the one thing that had him bound was the one thing that he used to take him to the University of Alabama. The same thing took him to the service. That same thing saved him and other people in the service. What's your so-called handicap? Where are my athletes at? Raise your hand. You guys want to go to the next level, correct? Division I, Division II, Division III, to me it does not matter. College is college. NAIA, it does not matter. You can do it. But the only person who can tell you that is you. Now I'm back to my story. After I got into that little trouble with Mr. Wilson, and I realized that somebody saw me, my mom used to make me stay outside. She said, boy, just stay outside. One day, I saw a bunch of kids walking. Remember, I'm the new kid in Toronto. They were walking to this basketball court, and I had no idea where they were going. I followed them. I walked in, had no idea what was going on. They had a bunch of kids in there playing basketball, a bunch of white kids in there playing basketball, a coach in there getting frustrated because he's saying, these kids don't know what they're doing. I come walking in, my first time walking to a basketball gym. I come walking in, the coach looked at me, he raised his hands, about time. Basketball player shows up. I'm like, oh shoot, me? Cool, I got you, coach, I got you. Walking around thinking I'm the man. By the time I got done playing, that coach looked at me and said, boy, you suck. That's what he said to me, and he kicked me out the gym. I remember walking out of that gym, and I'm walking home, and it starts raining on me, and I'm like, oh, good, okay, God, what next? I start crying, walking home in the rain. This coach just basically humiliated me. He told me I wasn't good. I'm walking home. And my mom is on the porch, and this is when I should have known I was going to be an actor. This is when I should have known. I saw my mom on the porch, and I got a mom, she's a black mother. I mean, blackity black. She fights for her kids. I saw my mom saw me. What do you think I did as soon as I saw my mom? What do you think I did? Just no wrong answers. What do you think I did when I saw my mom? I did what? I didn't panic. That's close. What do you think I did when I saw my mom? I did not smile. I was crying. What do you think I did when I saw my mom? I was crying. I saw my mom. What do you think I did?
Fix your face.
What you said?
Fix your face.
I did not fix my face. I started crying harder. That's how I knew I was going to be an actor, because I'm like, okay, she going to see these tears. So I cried harder and harder. My mom jumped up. She's like, baby. She come running off the porch. What happened? And I stuttered. I was, this, coach. Baby, slow down. Tell me what happened. I said, the coach, he told me I sucked. My mom said something that day that changed my life. She looked at me and said, well, did you? I'm like, yeah, but he wasn't supposed to say that. She says, listen, one or two things are going to happen, Otis. You're going to prove him right or prove him wrong. For the next year, that basketball became my best friend. I had the 7th grade tryout circled on my calendar. I remember walking into the gym. As soon as I walk in, the kids snickering like, oh, here comes this kid who's no good. By the time 7th grade trials was over, I was the best kid in the gym. We went undefeated my 7th grade year. Lost in the championship game to Salem. Went undefeated my 8th grade year. Still the best kid on the team. This year, we won a championship. My freshman year, I made varsity as a freshman. The kid who the coach said wasn't good enough. I did not allow what his words meant or what he said. I didn't allow those words to mean anything to me. Those was his words, not mine. His words became my fuel. See, people are gonna tell you you can't do certain things. What are you gonna do with it? It's either gonna be your fuel or you're gonna make it your fate. I made mine my fuel. Now my freshman year, I had a great freshman campaign in basketball. I make it to track. Where's my track athletes at? Raise your hand. You run track. All right, I made it to the state as a freshman. That's a big deal. As a freshman, I made it to the state meet as a freshman. I get to the state meet, I'm nervous than anything, and I know height. That means I didn't clear the opening height as a freshman. At that time, I didn't think about it. Only 16 athletes make it to the state in track and field. I know height, but I was 16. I was 16 of the best in the entire state. But I get to that meet and I know height. I didn't clear the opening height. I'm walking off the track. A little black kid sees me walking off the track. He said, hey, I said, what's up? He said, were you just high jumping? I said, yes, sir. He said, boy, you suck. What? What is it with everybody telling me I'm not good enough? But that's what he told me. I couldn't find him when I went looking for him in the stands because I was about to throw him up there, but I couldn't find him. But he told me that. Fast forward to my sophomore year. I averaged like 19 points as a sophomore. I make it to the district meet, came in 4th place in the district. Make it to regionals, this track again. Came in 4th place in regionals. Make it back to the state meet. The highest I've been my sophomore year to that date was 6 feet. I get it on the track, all I didn't want to do was no height. 6 foot, cleared, I didn't know height. That kid can't tell me I suck. 6'2", cleared. Okay, I just PR'd. 6'4", missed it twice, cleared it on my 3rd jump. 6'6", missed it twice, cleared it on my 3rd jump. Remember, the highest I ever been was 6 feet until the state meet. 6'8", missed it twice, cleared on my 3rd jump. You take the height to 6'10 and a half, miss it twice, cleared on my 3rd jump. Go from 6 feet to 6'10 and a half to win the state championship as a sophomore. Came back my junior year, won it again. My senior year, I was the first high jumper ever in our valley to clear 7 feet. My senior year, I averaged over 32 points a game, 15 rebounds, probably 10 assists. I averaged a triple-double. Ended up going to Ohio State as a 2-sport athlete. This is where it gets interesting. My freshman year was horrible. I went from being the big fish to the little fish. I sat at the end of the bench at Ohio State. I sat probably further than the trainers. It was bad. I remember coming home for Christmas. I told my mom, I'm not going back. I quit. At that time, my dad had just came home. I had no idea my dad was home. My dad sneaked downstairs while I'm talking to my mom. My dad heard me tell my mom I was quitting. I wasn't going back to Ohio State to play. I'm leaving. I'm going to go to Indiana State. They wanted me for basketball and track. I'm going there. I'm transferring. I was going to quit. My dad come walking in. I look at him. I'm like, this dude. He's like, let me talk to you. I don't got to talk to you. I'm good. No, I want to talk to you. I'm good. My mom gave me that look. Okay, I'll talk to you. So I go upstairs. My dad is sitting there. He's like, oh, so I heard you want to quit. I was like, yeah, I ain't going back. He's like, let me ask you a question. I said, yes, sir. He said, why you want to quit? I was like, because I don't like it. He said, is that the truth? I said, yeah. I was like, he ain't giving me no opportunity. I don't like it. He said, is that the truth or do you want to quit because you're embarrassed because people saying that you're not playing? Okay? I'm tired of being made fun of. I already went through that as a kid. Now they making fun of me again because I'm sitting at the end of the bench. He says, that's part of the process. People who don't and people who can't talk about those who try. I know you guys probably hear it in the stands. If you're a football player, how many people from the stands talk about those who are on the field? Everybody. Because they can't. I'd rather try. So my dad made me realize me being in the Bears made me almost quit. He says, I've never seen you quit anything. You didn't quit when you were stuttering. You didn't quit when that man told you you stunk. You didn't quit when the kid told you you stunk. Now you're going to quit because you're in the Bears? I went back to Ohio State. Every practice was like my game. My practices became my game. Season ended, I still was at the end of the bench, but I didn't quit. Now this is the kicker of why I'm glad I didn't quit. Why I'm glad I listened to my dad. My freshman year, track comes. Track is my sport. I'm not jumping well. I'm only jumping like 6'6". Remember, I went 7 feet in high school. I'm jumping horrible. My coach looks at me in same type mentality, but he says, what are you afraid of? What's holding you back? I remember like it was yesterday. Jesse Owens meet. My freshman year, Robert Smith walks up to me and says, you got this. Just do your best. I said, yes, sir. He was a senior. I was a freshman. Robert Smith was the man at Ohio State. He gave me some good words. I step onto the court. I step onto the track. I haven't lost at Jesse Owens in 3 years. It's my first track meet at this stadium that I was the 3-time state champion. They put the bar to 6'8", I cleared. 6'10", I cleared. 7 feet, I cleared. 7'2", I cleared. 7'4 and a half, I cleared, break the school record. Now, what if I would have quit because basketball was hard? I would have never had that opportunity. At the bottom of every mountain, there's some mud that you got to climb through to get to the top. People will challenge you. Life will challenge you. My question is to you, will you quit? The next week, Big Tens, I come in second. The following week, NCAAs as a freshman, we're down in New Orleans. My dad has never seen me compete. He's never seen me compete. We're about to compete in the NCAAs. I'm warming up, and I hear, Otis. I look up in the stands. My dad drove all the way from Toronto, Ohio, all the way down to New Orleans to watch me compete for the first time ever in my life. I was so excited, I ended up becoming, I placed third as a freshman. Once I placed third, I look up in the stands, my dad was gone, I quit. He drove all the way back. He just drove down there so I can know he was there. His words stopped me from quitting. And then he got to see me reap the reward for not quitting. This is a leadership conference, correct? Leadership comes from within. Leadership comes from failing. It doesn't come from winning. It comes from failing. I failed a lot in my life. A lot. When I was first told, when I started acting, people told me I would never be able to be an actor living in Columbus, Ohio. Never. Here I am, been in all 3 Venoms, been in Shazam 2, was in SWAT on CBS, did 2 movies with Gerard Butler, Greenland and Plane. Why was I able to do that? Because I didn't care what they said. Because I knew my leadership came from within. I want to challenge each and every one of you guys today. I want to challenge you to make sure if you're here with somebody that you know, and you know they have a goal, Justin did something. Mr. Sanford did something with you guys at the beginning. He made y'all tell people what your goals or what your dreams were, right? Hold them to it. Actually, hold yourself to it. Everything I dreamed of, I've accomplished. You want to know why? I saw a kid by the name of Forrest Gump do it. Everything he did, he became successful at it. Everything. Was not one thing he did not become successful at. Everything I have done, I have succeeded in. A coach told me I would never play at Ohio State. That same coach named me the captain of the basketball team.